And it's something that we can include in relationships, such as trust, focusing on life opportunities. So, yeah, keep the chat going, and we're going to get to that soon. So, this second chance is a fresh start. What we want to do with the fresh start is to understand that there are many different changes that's going to take place in your life. It's going to empower you, it's going to motivate you, it's going to have you realize that through your opportunities, God has really and truly blessed and made a perspective come to your life, okay? For me, being given a second opportunity at life is primarily a great start. A great start. Let me see. I'm going to, okay. All right. Okay. So we have lives moving. What's going on in the live? Did you see anything that's connected to? I see some people in the live right here. What's going on down there?
Black Soul joined.
Hey, welcome everyone.
Joined and Shaka joined.
Okay. So the past mistakes needs to be rectified. You got this. So when I was given my second chance at life, my opportunity for a second chance, I was facing 32 years. Thought I was going to die in prison, really. But what happened was I was given an opportunity to literally come and give second chances to others. And after serving 1 year, my sentence was completely, releasable, judicially released. And the next thing you know, my second chance was given to me. And it was such an empowering feeling until through the whole process of being incarcerated for that brief moment, I promised the Most High that what I would do with my life is to help others find out that they too can be given that second chance if they just knew how to find it, knew what to do. Now I'm administrator over housing. I am a CEO and director of a business consultation service. I am an accrediting service, and all of my team that I surrounded myself with gave me the inspiration to keep going. And this can be your story as well. It is very, very powerful because there are turning points that's going to embrace your second chances. So, what are these turning points? Number one, we want to acknowledge that the mistake has been made. No matter if you are a new parent and you had to end up, walking away from, situations because, parenting prevented you from being able to be there for your family, for your parent, for your children. If you go back and try your best, no matter what mistake you made back then, it's not going to matter. What matters is that you are acknowledging that the mistake was made and working on it effectively. Number two, another turning point is to reflect. Reflect on the mistake that you made, right? And once you reflect on that, what's going to happen is it's going to help you move on. Why? Because you are no longer that same individual if you have been working on your better self. To work on your better self means that you have to ignite so many different plans and goals and accomplishments that you plan to achieve, and then you got to set out to go achieve them. That is a very significant point, right? We have to understand that abundance embraces us every day. If you hold the power within you to motivate yourself daily, you are going to be a success, guaranteed. I was just talking to my dear Cheryl, and she told me, she said, it's not about, uh, it's not about, it's not about perfection. It is about persistence. How much are you willing to put into what someone else is willing to give to you? The chance of a lifetime. Sometimes it's like, it felt to me like I had won the lottery for an infinite, abundant amount. Imagine that. Being able to have everything overturned, giving you that second chance to get it right because you realized that you were worth more than just an incarcerated state. How did I get here? The many types of second chances includes accountability, how you're going to look forward in your life. How positive are you going to be when it comes down to you making a determinate decision that this is where you need to be? This is what you need to do. The types of second chances. Have you ever been given a second chance? Let's open it up to the chat.
Consuela said she's been given a second chance by God.
Absolutely. And it's nothing but the Most High that will allow us to ever be able to experience something as great as when everyone else judged us, and all of a sudden, life just began to work in our favor, work on our. I've literally seen people come from addiction all the way to getting graduate degrees. I mean, literally, they worked very diligently, and it was all about shifting that focus to the future of where you want to be. How far do you want to go with this second chance opportunity? Because all you have to do is reach out and ask for help in any public arena, social service. You call your local whatever, 211, 911, police department, county official, and just ask them, where do I begin? Help me. Help me. And when you reach out like that, that is what saved my life. That is what saved the opportunity to be here today, to speak with you tonight on this live. And I tell you, it's been a wonderful week. I mean, meeting with great people, having great people on the team direct me and assist me in assisting them. So I take my experiences and I help move forward. Like in Tabula Rasa, shout out to our board of directors. We're going to be opening that up soon. Tabula Rasa Incorporated is a accreditation service. So if you are somewhere in life and you want to be certified to go back to college, from a second chance, if you need a grant for a second chance, if you need employment certification, that's what the accreditation service is going to help assist with. And we've been open since May 6th. That was our initial day where we article incorporated, and we started working on the website. And it's just a huge, huge experience that we're going through right now. So Consuela, you're right. It's nothing but God that could even get us to where we are. So what are some types of second chances that you've experienced? Anyone in the chat?
Charlie said his second chance was getting his children back.
Absolutely. Now that is powerful. Because if you see the mistake and you recognize the mistake is made, guess what? When you gain what you have lost back, oh my God, it's wonderful. It's a phenomenal feeling. And you have done a great deal in your life. I think that is the most honorable thing, because there are many children that have been forgotten, that have gone through that foster care system, that has been abused, and then some who have been blessed to be caught by a grandparent or a godparent or someone where they just took on the parenting opportunity just to give that child a second chance. So that is wonderful. I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful that you didn't give up and that you did continue on. So now the Q&As that we have, we're going to shift our focus to realizing that the future is very, very valuable. So what is the first question that is asked on the Q&A?
First question is, how did you find the hope to move forward after your second chance?
I I feel that everyone will have a unique answer to that because we all found it in a different way. Our journey led us through the mistake, right? Our journey led us through the mistake, and we awakened to the point where we knew for a fact that we were going to get out of that mistake. So put in the chat that question. Could you ask the question one more time?
How did you find the hope to move forward after your second chance?
Number one is very embarrassing. It's a humiliating moment, but our belief in ourselves are greater at that moment than any ego, than any prideful moment. Because no matter where we were at that time, we recognized that something needed to be fixed and we started to work on it. That is a very powerful place to be because nobody can force us into victimhood. No one can force us into believing that we're not worthy of fixing the mistake to help assist someone that we left behind, someone that we hurt, someone that we refuse to acknowledge was worthy of us getting it right, to come back just to show them that they were more valuable than selfishness. You know, there's a lot of people who don't, addiction literally creates that barrier between feeling the emotion and actually trying to work towards that in order to heal, in order to help assist the issue. Don't leave it. Don't leave it today. And if you are someone who is listening right now and this information is touching your spirit, I think it's time for you to awaken to who you are. And that means to just go within and just do some soul searching. Start to feel the emotional triggers of what has been left behind. Go back to where you started from and fix it. And yes, it is going to be a journey. Yes, it is going to be difficult. Yes, it is going to be isolating because there's a lot of people that we've hurt. And in that hurt emotion, we can't sit here and act like we didn't do anything wrong. So I want you to really, really be aware of that. So encouragement. This is your chance to be strong. It's time for you to stand up and say, yes, I made a mistake. Yes, this is something that I need to work on. I need you to think about that.
No comments at this time.
Okay, what's the next question?
What is an example of your second chance?
Okay, Chad, I need you to work with me now. I'm going to be coming on live on all social media platforms on the 15th and the 30th of every month. And I am going to share something with you based on what I've experienced over the course of the 2 weeks that we haven't talked to each other. And I'm being vulnerable here live on social media. And I'm expressing my emotions. I'm expressing things that I have endured. And so, you can always email me. You can text me. You can DM me. I'm Dr. Darina Shine on all social media platforms. I'm Google verified. I'm LinkedIn verified. And it's a safe place to be. And if we can't help you, we will definitely find a resource or social activity that you can help yourself with, okay? So you don't have to give too much personal detail, but just, the basic. What you're going through, what you're trying, the goals you're setting, and that's going to help. That's really, really going to be a powerful place for you to start if you're looking for the journey, where to begin on the path to succeed. Okay, what's that question once again?
What is an example of your second chance? Annie Heath said her second chance was getting her credit score back up.
Ooh, that's right. Because with that credit score, now you can go buy your first car, your first home, your second home, or your third home, or second vehicle. That is a powerful place to be because people begin to trust you. When you gain that credit score and you build it up, I don't care if it goes from a 500 to a 590, you know, it's not about, again, perfection. It is about persistence. Keep going. Keep going because that is a wonderful place to be. You can get updates on your property. You can purchase things that you want to buy. Like if you want to go out and just splurge on you, but just don't splurge too much. You got to keep that credit score right. That's the trusting relationships that we're talking about within accountability and that second chance opportunity. I love it. I love that for you. What would be one of a second chance that you've had before? Since you're in the audience right now, come on, let's hear.
I'd say I've had a ton of second chances. If I had to put my finger on it, I wouldn't possibly be able to put a finger on it because honestly, all the second chances I've got, I've been grateful for, and I've moved on from them. So
Yeah.
I say I've gotten a ton of second chances in a whole bunch of things, whether it be schoolwork, um, work in general, or even like some of my consequences. I mean, I get a second chance and everything.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Consequences are very vital. When you've been given a second chance, remember back in the day, I don't know. I know when I was given that second chance, I did something wrong. That teacher called my mom. It was amazing how I was on edge all day and didn't get a the I thought the worst the whole entire day, and I think that was the punishment itself. But the second chance itself was being able to say, whoo, I escaped it. I escaped that consequence. But the consequence was already learned because of sitting at the edge of the seat thinking that, oh my God, when is it going to happen? That was fear in and of itself that just, helped me get through not doing it again because I didn't want to feel that feeling of helplessness. Like, when is it going to take place? When am I going to get a consequence?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, second chances are very, very good. The schoolwork, when you think that you have say, a social exam, or you have a test or an exam to take, and it's a final or a midterm, say for some who have been in college or in high school, and something happens to the Wi-Fi acts up, or you go to upload something and it just gets glitched or caught in the system. The professor or the teacher will hear so many different excuses until she probably or he probably will not believe you. But the second chance that you get from that is just amazing when she gives you an extra week to catch up and turn it in late and just, prove yourself. There's a lot of people, especially, teachers, they want to see their students excel. They want to see them really be successful, unless you're not trying at all. You know what I mean? But the majority of time, people will say, yeah, I think I will just go ahead and give her that second chance or him that second chance.
Mm-hmm. Brad Burlington 2966 and Saint
Well,
Brianna
don't tell them.
is in the chat.
Oh, welcome everyone. Thank you all for being here today.
Regardless,
Thank you, everyone.
They'll see their users in.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You're super awesome for being here. So, what's the other question? The third question.
The third question is, how did you forgive yourself from the past mistake?
Mm. So, say for instance, if we did mess up on our credit score because we were, a little bit irresponsible when we were younger, and then we eventually got it right, right? How do we forgive ourselves for that? Say for instance, if we were maybe too busy with life, we didn't give our kids the immediate attention they deserved or needed, and we lost track or focus from them. How do we regain that back? How do we gain that trust back? You know?
Um, I think it wouldn't be like a trust type of thing. I think it'd just be like you got to give your. I mean, you got to give more attention to the child. But like I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't think it's a trust issue. I think it's more or less if you're a single parent, you can't be there all the time. They have to have a reason to understand that as well. Because like if you're an adult and you're the only adult in the household, who's gonna make the money? Who's gonna feed the bills? I mean, of course, you still like at the end of the day, you might spend an hour with them, maybe a few more hours. Like going over their day, see how they went or how it went. Like if they came home from school, like, hey, how'd you do in school, or like catch up on things like that, and like family activities and stuff. But at the same time, they have to understand if you're a single parent and you're the breadwinner, You gotta do what you gotta do. So they
Yeah.
have to understand it as well. And that's another thing, or that's another part of becoming an adult or maturing. You have to understand things that you know you have to just understand.
Compassion is very important.
Hmm.
And parents don't always have the right answers, even though if they are the breadwinner. Say, for instance, if they're feeling some kind of down type of way, they've been depressed for a minute. And instead of them paying that light bill, they go out to the mall and they splurge and get them an outfit because they just want to feel good. At that point, that parent is doing what they need to do in order to get what they, you know, want at that moment. But sometimes the want is not always as great as the need. The need must be taken care of first, and then after that, if there's any left over or, money that can be saved up for an item or something, but not just immediate, just do something because it's right now I feel like it. That's a form of addiction. It really, really is. So now let's talk about volunteering. Okay, we want to talk about volunteering. That is a good way to give back to a community and give second chances, the different types of second chances. We can volunteer. We can provide support. So if we are homeowners and we have an extra property or something, we can fix it up, renovate it, and give someone else, another family, an opportunity to live in a better area, a better community, location, and also just accrediting ourselves, putting ourselves in a position of let's challenge ourselves to see if we can go beyond what we have been used to doing. Let's look a little bit deeper. Let's go to God and ask God for the direction, ask God for the motivation to get us through. Like doing lives, very stressful. I'm here right now to tell you. But when it's all said and done, and I look back over it and I listen to what has been shared, it's such a phenomenal feeling. It's just really awesome.
Absolutely.
So maybe people getting on, doing a live just to see if people will be affected by it in a positive way
Hmm.
and taking those baby steps. We want to share with others how to grow based on how we're growing. Like we're doing now in this live. I thank everyone for being active in the chat because it feels good to know that people have gone through opportunities that where they've made mistakes and they've learned from it and been given a second chance and recognized that the second chance was given. They are grateful for the highs and the lows. And that's a really magnificent person to be grateful for both the highs, that the great things that were given to us by the Most High, and those challenging exams that we have had to face and endure, and we didn't even know we were being tested. But somehow or another, we were given that opportunity to shine again. We were given that opportunity to get it right. And that is a blessing in today's world with all this chaos and, news that is just everywhere. You know what I mean? So, so the question that I have here, with fear being all around, how did you find hope? With fear being all around, how did you find hope? Let's see if the chat or anyone would like to answer that. Because fear is a very baffling thing. It holds you hostage. It's false evidence appearing to be real, and it's an illusion.
Sade said she overcame her fear, or her fear from when she was younger, and when she was sleeping in the dark, she overcame that.
Awesome. Good. Good for you, because that is a big fear. That is a big, big step to stand up and say, I'm going to turn the lights off and I'm going to calm my anxiety down. I am not going to allow it to overwhelm me or overtake me. I'm here with me. You're here with you, Sade, and you were able to stand strong from that. That is powerful. That is really powerful. For me, like I said, when I was facing those 32 years and I was going to my court continuances and I was thinking to myself, oh my God, and those of you who know my story, you know what I was dealing with. And I'm like, this was not my fault. This was not exactly everything that being laced is it's a profound, life-changing experience. And when you trust your friends and you trust your family and they poison you more or less and leave you for dead and you make it out, that right there is just like the second chance of a lifetime. I mean, for me, the fear was believing in others, being able to trust other people, because that was so like devastating. You know what I mean? And so as I continued to move forward, I started meeting better types of people. I started seeing that all people were not the same. They were all, not all out to get me or whatever. And my circle started to expand in a productive way. And so that was fearful, to believe in others that, that we could all be connected in some form, that it wasn't all about jealousy, it wasn't all about envy or anything like that, that we were all struggling and we were all going through the mistakes that we had made, trusting the wrong people, but still giving people that benefit of the doubt. That's what I love the most.
Junior joined.
Hey, Junior, how are you tonight? We are talking about second chances, and we're just asking, have you ever been given a second chance at life? And if you have, how did it make you feel? Like, I think that's the most precious gift from God, to be able to be given the mindset to even know that you were given that opportunity. Mm-hmm. Now, can you think of a time in life when you got that second chance of a lifetime, and who did you thank? How did you know that you were really a lucky, blessed, chosen one who made it through? Because there is so much abundance in that. Again, and I'm going to say it 100 times, because it is a vital, abundant feeling. Okay. So now, what was your turning point, and how did you embrace that turning point? I think we answered that question, right?
I believe so.
Yes, yes, yes. So tonight I want to sum up our takeaway because I don't want to be long tonight. I will be back on the 30th of May, 7 p.m. on TikTok and on YouTube, Dr. Dorina Shine. It will just be the audio version over there. I'm going to be launching the website. We're going to go over tabula rasa, what that means. And do you have the acronym of Tabula Rasa? Now, that is a nonprofit 501c3 organization that we just launched May 6th, and we help people get accredited for certification for employment, opportunities for help with housing support, recovery, second chances, coming home from the institution to where you don't have to worry about homelessness or anything like that. And we have been doing this since 2020, where we got our first property. And it was over, I mean, a 7-bedroom mansion basically that was given to us as a charitable donation. And from there, we started to help those people to empower themselves, to believe that there are ways that you can continue to move forward even in your weakest moments. And sometimes those are the most vulnerable states of being. But when you realize that you made it through and that you turned to your higher power, and that's what gave you the strength and the courage to move through it, you should give yourself a pat on the back and never ever forget that. Because there are going to be challenges that's going to make you feel like there's nobody to turn to. And then we forget to turn to ourselves. We forget to turn to the power of the God source within us. And that's what I want you to always remember. The next takeaway. Yes, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna reply to what you said. You said if I had the Tabula Rasa acronym,
Mm-hmm.
I only know the first letters acronym, so I believe it is training and better understanding leadership accreditations or actions.
Yes,
Now
that is.
Rasa, I'm new to the word.
Is
I don't really remember
reasoning,
it by heart.
reasoning and successful accreditation.
Yes,
That's what it is. So, tabula rasa, we're going to go over that next time we meet because we'll have more of our board of directors. Maybe they'll come on the live and share a little bit about their experience with tabula rasa. But if you go to Facebook, you'll see Tabula Rasa Incorporated, which means empty slate, starting over all over again. This was a term that was coined by a philosopher in 1530. And I took that because when I was in college, I was in philosophy and I had to write about a concept, philosophical concept. And I used that term, tabula rasa, and it came up and it was available. And I was like, wow, now I'm helping people. We're my team, our directors, our volunteers, our participants who want to give themselves that second chance opportunity. They're like, okay, yeah, I want an empty slate. And I'm going to be bringing some participants on to share their journey with you. So you will see the value of maybe starting your own nonprofit or working with or volunteering with a nonprofit or even, an LLC or a for-profit company. Just believing in yourself to that point. That's the takeaway that I want you to have tonight. And I also want you to take away this thought right here: how to forgive yourself from the past mistakes that led you down the position of getting the second chance. Now, many of us who have been talking most of the chat, we have already recognized that we were given that second chance. But what about a person who's right at that pivotal point where they realize that they made a mistake? Oh man, I messed up. Oh, I lost this job. I lost, I lost, something important and valuable. or now, ooh, I'm incarcerated, or whatever the situation can come to anybody's situation. Imagine how they're feeling right now. I want you to realize that if you recognize you made a mistake, it'll make it a whole lot easier and a faster turnaround time for you to get that second chance, because you'll start to work on yourself, healing, and then moving on. That's what I want you to remember. We have to move on. We can't stay stuck in that same mistake. It's kind of like the refresh button. You know how you got to clear the browser of a cache when it's like full and you got to start all over again? But a lot of people are a little bit, how could I put it? They're a little bit lazy. Some people don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the work. But for those of you who do, Tabula Rasa, the Scales to Success LLC, business consultation services, we're here. We're here for you. And if you would like to reach out to us, you can find us on, do we have anything in the chat where we can put our Gmail?
We can put it right here.
Yeah.
See if I can.
If you can do that for me. Or you can just go to Dr. Darina Shine, Shine, just like the sun, Dr. Darina Shine at gmail.com. If you would like to take advantage or become a participant of the Tabula Rasa Incorporated accreditation service, and it can be in any state, you can be in any location. If you have access to the internet, you will be able to participate in this program. Right. It is free to consult, and the application process is only $25. And that is to do processing and make sure that we are able to provide you with the needed collaborations that you need. But you're going to be guaranteed to have some form of opportunity from this program. And then we would like you to leave a review. So that way, if you have not been, like, if you didn't like the program, tell us about how we can make it better. And with that, I want to say thank you so much to my chat members. You guys were awesome today. Thank you so much to my camera guy and my audience here in the studio. Thank you all so much for being here. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave it in the chat. And yes.
There's one more person here, and it's Tara.
Hey, Tara, how are you? Glad you made it. We talked about second chances, and we hope that you are feeling lucky tonight, that you have been given and granted a second chance at life for whatever mistake that has been made. We need to talk more about the mistakes just so we can realize that they have been made so we can move on. Okay? So I thank you all so very much. I really appreciate you. It's been a very long day. I'm super exhausted, but hopefully we will see you on May 30th at 7 p.m. right here on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, Dr. Darina Shine. And we'll see you next time. It's getting better and better and better.
Mm-hmm.
How many people was actually in the chat tonight?
102 viewers.
Shut up.
They was coming in and going though.
Yeah, that because when it's they have to get used to.
Right. You went live from Dr. Darina Shine over here.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't supposed to do that because then I couldn't go live.
Well, why didn't you just go live on Darina?
Because it was already scheduled. I can't just reschedule something. So I already. Oops.
Was it on?
Yeah, this one's been recording.
Oh, what's that one?
It was just recording. So once it gets done, we can just upload it
Oh,
to Facebook.
so we can put that on Clip Chant. Wait, YouTube is still going.
Oh